Hello world! Today I've got a Thanksgiving eye look for you inspired by cranberries. Hey everybody, Shelly here, and today I've got for you this Thanksgiving eye look inspired by cranberries and of course the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, which is just a perfect palette for this time of year. Any kind of fall, winter, holidays, you've got all of the fall colors, you've got sparkles that are great for holiday season, and this is just a really good palette for this time of year. So I'm going to walk you guys through how to get this cranberry and gold sort of smoky halo eye, and if you would like to see how I got this look, keep on watching. Let's get this party started. I have already got my complexion on. I'm going to start out by priming my eyes with the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. This would be the cool-toned alternative for soft ochre. Lots of people use soft ochre. Lots of people are warm-toned. I am cool-toned, so I use Painterly. And this has become a recent favorite of mine because as winter rolls in, I have much paler skin, and then you can see all of the lines and veins in my eyes, and that drives me nuts, and this helps alleviate that quite a bit. So it also works great as a primer to keep your eye makeup in place all day long. So win-win, win-win, lots of winning happening with the MAC Paint Pot. My one sad part of the MAC Paint Pot is that I do not believe MAC is cruelty-free, and that is a bummer to me, but as I've mentioned a few times already, I have not completely switched over to being exclusively cruelty-free, and while I do have the intention to do so somewhere down the line, it hasn't happened yet, so I will keep on using my MAC Paint Pot in the meantime. First up, I'm just going to take a large fluffy shadow brush and use Tempera to set the MAC Paint Pot and just go from lash line to brow bone and give myself a soft canvas to start from. This makes it a little bit easier to blend shadows over that paint pot so nothing sticks, nothing gets sort of caught up, and everything blends out super nice. Next, I'm going to use a super fluffy tapered blending brush to put Buon Fresco in my crease as a transition shade. If you want this to be a slightly warmer look, you can instead use the burnt orange color, and it'll still work with the cranberry colors we're gonna do. I go back and forth between the two. I love both looks. So that is an alternative if you want something that leans a little bit more toward the sort of fall colors and the oranges and the warm colors. I'm gonna stick to a slightly cooler, more, I don't know, this is almost, you could also wear this for Christmas time. It's one of those sort of reddish family sorts of color schemes. Next up, I'm going to take my Sigma E25 blending brush and use Love Letter in the crease, and we're going to keep this in the lower and deep crease, not going up into where we took the transition. So we want to keep this definitely in the crease. Concentrate the color toward the outer corner and center, and then drag what's left into the inner corner area of the eye. This is such a pretty color. It looks very like hot pink in the pan, but oh, it really is usable. And as you're going to see shortly, it combines really nicely, especially with the Cypress Umber, the brown in this palette, and really just turns it into this like cranberry purple that is just beautiful. If ever you feel lines are getting too harsh, just go in with a clean, fluffy blending brush with no product. This is a surprise hit for me. This is the NYX Pro. It's brush number 16. I forget if they call it a crease blending brush or just a blending brush, but it's number 16. It's super soft. It was a surprise hit. I bought it because I had a buy one get one half off, so I needed another NYX thing, and I picked this up and I love it, especially for blending with no product. It's just, it really blurs the edges so nicely. Love it, love it. Next up, I'm going to use a flat shadow brush. This one is from Real Techniques, and I'm going to dip into Venetian Red, and we're going to use that on the outer third and inner third to make our sort of halo eye. I do the outer first because I don't need quite as much color on the inner corner. You don't want to over press color in here and make a mess of everything. So I do the outer corner first, and then I'm going to take just whatever's left of my brush and bring it into the crease to sort of meld the red into the pink just a little bit. We will of course be blending in a moment. Next up, I'm going to take the Makeup Geek Outer V brush, one of my absolute favorites, and dip a tiny bit into Cypress Umber. And we're going to use this to darken the outer V and the crease just a little bit. I'm going to lay the color down with this brush, and then I'm going to blend with a different brush. So it looks pretty hardcore right there. Get your blending brush and use that NYX brush again. And just blend everything in. Do you see how that love letter pink kind of turns into like an amazing, just sort of deep purple? Now we don't want to blend away all of the red, so we are going to go back and touch up to get some of the red back. That's kind of like the trick to any sort of like smoky-ish look, is layering, blending until you get the intensity you're going for and just the overall smokiness that you're going for. So I'm just using a tiny bit more of the red. Just a tiny bit to blend the edges here. I'll go back and get a little more love letter, tiny bit, to bring some of the pink back, just a little bit. Next, another small flat shadow brush. This is from Ulta, and I'm going to dip into Primavera and pat that right in the center. Now I'm not going to pick up any additional product. I'm just going to grab that brush that I used for the red and blend the edges of Primavera just a bit. Take a little more Buon Fresco just to lighten up and blend out the top edge here. Now, you might not need this step. I have hooded lids, so I really need to get my color up onto the hood of the lid if you want to be able to see it when I'm looking straight forward, so you may not need to go back and do so much additional color, but otherwise, if I don't you cannot see the color when I'm looking straight on. So, whoa, contacts going crazy. Next, I'm going to use Tempera to highlight my brow bone. This color is nice because it's just skin tone enough, but just a little light enough to be a highlight. And it's not shimmery, but it's got just enough of like a satin matte sheen to it that it works really well as a highlight. I'm going to take my finger and do just a tiny bit of Vermeer in my inner corner. For my lower lash line, I'm going to take a pencil brush. This is from IT Cosmetics, and take a little bit of Love Letter. Then with a little Morphe 508, I'm going to take the tiniest bit of Cypress Umber to darken up just the outer bit. Smoke it out a little. Eyeliner, I'm going to go in with the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper. IT Cosmetics Superhero. A tight line with the Urban Decay 24/7 Waterline pencil. I believe this color is called Legend, aka Black. Alright, ended up with Urban Decay After Dark. So here is the finished eye look. Let me zoom you guys in, we can see what we've got going on here. There you have it. You are ready for Thanksgiving Day tofurkey or whatever you have on your menu. Some green beans with the crunchy fried onions on top, and cranberries and pumpkin pie and all the good stuff. I hope you have an awesome Thanksgiving holiday here in the US. And if you're not in the US, just go ahead and have yourselves an awesome day. Celebrate just because it's a good day to celebrate. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If so, give it a thumbs up below. Let me know that you liked it. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do. You will get notifications whenever I upload new videos every week, and I appreciate your time. Thanks for hanging out. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.